everyone, and welcome to the Bit Long Crypto Show. I am Hemilly Rodrigues, the Bit Long. Today's interview is with.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending. Would you like to
Thank you
introduce
for having me.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm Joe Rotondi. I'm a lawyer by background, managed money for over 20 years, and used to work in like libertarian think tanks, like places like the Cato Institute and Mercatus Center, a libertarian law firm called the Institute for Justice, and I'm a co-founder of a blockchain project called Unit Network, and Unit Network is it's a tokenization platform that makes it super easy for anyone to create a token to represent, a person, a business, brand, anything you can imagine. All the assets in the world, the things that are like people or businesses or brands or ideas or communities, can now have a digital representation of the world and be liquid and tradable and bring all the world onto blockchain. So I'm really excited.
Thank you. So uni work, it's kind of lab, or how do you best describe when you say you can onboard another DAOs?
When you say you can hold DAOs.
I mean, do you work as a lab for any DAO?
Oh,
How you describe, being able to kind of, you guys are kind of like a unit lab.
Good question. So, I mean, Unit, it's in a way it's a lab in the sense that people can create tokens and new ventures and get them off the ground. Um, the larger platform though is quite open source. I mean, it's quite open for anyone to use. So it's not so shepherded through like an accelerator, an incubator, but more of a like if you created a Hemilly token, I had a Joe token, you know, like every person in the world, 8 billion people have their own personal tokens. So having a lab to have, you know, shepherd 8 billion tokens through is quite cumbersome to be centralized. So what's cool about it is um, let's say you created a token and instead of putting your income into a local bank, I think you're in London, right? So maybe HSBC or something or Barclays, you put it into your own, what we call a treasury. And that's one of the big innovations on Unit is this concept of a treasury backing up a token. Um, so if you earn, let's say you have 100,000 Hemilly tokens, and then you're making £1 million, pounds a year. If you put it in a local bank, you could do that, but it's just you and the bank having a relationship. Then they owe you now the money because you have a bank account with them, and that's a demand deposit account. They basically owe you. But if you put it into your own Hemilly token treasury, then you effectively go public. So if it's £1 million a year, and now it's £10 per token, you have 100,000 of your own token. That is the floor price of your token. Now, Hemilly token trades at a multiple of what's in there. It's kind of like a book value. So it's like a price to book ratio. What goes in there is like earnings, so it's a price to earnings. So it's effectively a global stock market for everything. And it makes for the people in the world to be able to access each other's capital in a way that doesn't need gatekeepers. Similar to how, if you wanted to make a movie before, you had to go to a studio. If you want to be a music producer or musician, you have to go to a music production company. Now you can just go on YouTube or make your own music, and it's almost free. You can publish for free. Similarly, you can create your own digital assets for free and access capital markets, very easily. So yeah, that's kind of what
Wow.
yeah.
So the treasure is the biggest benefit of being part of Unit.
The trading.
The treasure.
The treasury. The treasury is yes, that's one of the major two big innovations. Yes, I would say that is yes, it's what kickstarts adoption of crypto assets around the world. In my opinion, it'll really inhale a lot of the world's capital under blockchain because, you know, if you think about crypto now, Bitcoin or, you know, NFTs or any crypto assets out there, they're all speculative value, right? So even Bitcoin is just, it's got a limited number of them. Sure, people use it for certain things to some degree. It's pretty small still. It's mostly held as a digital asset, but what backs it up is nothing, right? If no one wants Bitcoin for whatever reason tomorrow, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if no one wants it, it'll fall to zero because there's nothing backing it up, which is not the case with, let's say, like Apple stock or Microsoft stock or Tesla. They all have assets that the shareholders have claim on. So if they, you know, if nobody wants Microsoft stock tomorrow, it won't fall to zero. It'll fall to something around maybe their book value, and the shareholders will liquidate the company and take the assets. So that's what's cool about, if you, let's say, have an Hemilly token, I can share in your success. You can have my Joe token, you can share in my success, and we can all globally share in each other's success, and all we can see exactly how much backing is for every token based on how well we're doing, you know, and it can trade at a multiple of that, just like a stock does.
Wow, that's incredible. And are you able to basically create any DAO or any token, or you have a specific area? Like, can you create any token, or it has to be something related to tech? For example, let's say, do you have any rules when it comes to that?
No, it's super simple. I can even do a demonstration for you if you'd like. Let's see. Oh, I can't share.
Yeah, let's do it, please.
Yeah, I think you have to open up the sharing. It's not able right now.
Could you?
Yes, here we go. Okay, so this is the unit platform. So if I go over here to log in, I'm going to use just a dummy account I have here. Not dummy account, but a small account. So, yes, you just need an invite link and then you can get an account like this. So this is a wallet, has a few tokens in here, but you talking about how easy it is to create your own token. So as to create, this is literally, it's like 5 seconds to create. We'll call it, I'll delete this because this should be yours, Emily. So I have it create and done. So now you've got, this is the Hemilly token. You know, here's the Treasury. It's not backed up with anything right now because you don't have anything in there. But effectively, if you were to put things in there, you would still have 100,000, 100% of the token. But if whoever has the token other than you, if we buy it, let's say through this exchange, so every token comes with a USDU, and then that token, in this case, Hemilly token, I put 2 L's, 3 L's there. There you go. Exchange.
Is USDU, sorry, stable coin, like a unit stable coin?
Yep, it's US, exactly. It's the native USDU, yeah, of the unit network. But so every trading pool is USDU and let's say Joe or unit or whatever it is. And I'll give you an example to show you what something that's that is quite active looks like. So here's the unit token. The unit token has a bunch of holders. You can see that it's almost 3,200 holders of the unit token here. I think you're one of them. You have one. And
Actually do.
Yeah, and the team, every token, you can put your own team together, and then you can allocate a certain number of the token to those people on the team, and you can have a cliff and a vesting period, basically to compensate team members for promoting your community and your business or yourself. And then you can advisors and give them bonuses for token sales or other benefits. You can see, yeah, so all kinds of things here. But as far as the treasury, in the unit treasury, you can see there's Cardano, BNB, Bitcoin, Polkadot, Ethereum, Matic, Solana, and there are actually 15 total tokens that you can, or I think 17 now, we're going to have the top 100 ecosystems, including, who's good on CoinMarketCap, the top 100. They will all be, digital, diversified digital gold backing up tokens. This is quite cool. So the exchange then gives you a price. So here's 49 cents per unit right now. You can see all the trades that have been happening. And that gives, this is the trading price, and then the Treasury gives you a floor price, because whoever owns your token can take out their proportion without anyone's permission. So it's kind of like a dividend payment to token owners, but it also doubles as like membership in you. So if I own some Hemilly token, you own some Joe token, I'm a member of Hemilly. And you might give some membership benefits, but effectively that allows for us to take away all the, it's not, so tokens are not so speculative. You might be trading, here's the fundamental value, it's trading here. So it's not all speculative value. It's speculative from here to here, but the rest of it is fundamental. And so you de-risk token ownership.
That's interesting. Very cool.
I agree. I think so too. I think you're on mute now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was on mute. So my question is, how do you approve a token, or if you have any rule as a, let's say, to create a token, how do you verify the project? I mean, to be more clear, how do you verify a token?
Good question. So the Treasury does that as well, because it's so transparent. It weeds out the junk. So I mean, like, you might create a token, I might buy it just because I know you, or you can give it to me, or I'll give you some of mine or whatever, and we would want to own it because we know each other. However, if you don't know somebody, like a corner store in Bali or something, someone, they create a token just before they even start their business. They create a token because it expands the pie, the potential pool of customers. If there's nothing in the Treasury, we kind of go, it might be a little bit speculative and risky. I might lose all my money if I buy that one, especially if I don't know the person, know what they're doing. But if I can see that, wow, it's, half of the value of the token is in the Treasury. It's only trading at 2 times what's in there. So, wow, okay, that seems, and I can see what they're putting in there too. I think that's a good project for me to dig into or to own some of. So it's a decentralized way to verify the veracity of projects. You would look at FTX or Celsius recently, these meltdowns. Most recently FTX. One of the problems with them is that they were quite opaque. So it was a centralized company. First of all, this is decentralized, so it's a blockchain. But it's opaque, and you didn't know what was going on. And people didn't know the FTT token, which was kind of dubious value, was backing up most of the assets. And when they discovered that, it was just like, wow, okay, the whole thing kind of came tumbling down. In real time, you see exactly what's backing up every token, and you know exactly the value of it and the transparency of it. So that's quite cool. Yep. So it's literally, we went through it. We created your token. That took 5 seconds. The rest of it was explaining how it works. So
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's free too.
And another question is, I've seen you have an exchange there. Is that like a private exchange, and all members can see, like all unit members could actually track both projects? Or you also plan to have an exchange, like a real crypto exchange?
Good question. Yeah. So the unit, let's go back to this share. The exchange is sort of the business model of Unit, is that every time there's a trade on, these are sort of, I'm sure you're familiar with like Uniswap or PancakeSwap, your viewers maybe.
Yes.
But when you come and trade, let's buy a little unit here. So it's put 10 USDU, and that will give me about almost 20 unit. Okay, so we'll exchange. and confirm. And then we have, let me go back. And then this trade recorded here. So you can see that we bought that amount of unit. Now the price has gone up to 50 cents because the liquidity in the pool is not extremely high, but it's not. Yeah, so I moved the price a little bit. But
Nice.
what happens is that there's a 2% fee taken out of that. So every time there's a trade, that 2% gets split 4 different ways. Okay, 0.5% goes to the unit treasury, so building up its floor price. So just imagine like all the tokens across the world, 8 billion people in the world, every 8 billion personal tokens trading, all these businesses trading, all of them feed 0.5% of their trades to the unit treasury. We can actually see that on the unit treasury here. You can see like this is the trade that I just did. So 0.5 cent went to the unit, went here. So it's 0.5% goes to the unit treasury, 0.5% goes to the token treasury that just traded. In this case, it was the unit, so that's why we have 2 0.5%. And then 0.5% goes to the pool to incentivize the people to provide liquidity there, USDU and unit. And then 0.5% goes to the person that invited the trader to the network. So in this case, who invited me to the network? This profile was me. This is my real account, Joe. So I got a half cent from my own trade. But so it's quite cool because everything else is free effectively on the network. But trading generates income for unit token owners. So effectively, owning the unit token is owning a stake in the token economy. As it grows, it becomes more and more valuable. So it's very decentralized. And that this exchange is going to be, we'll have it on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, stuff like that. But it's our own exchange, yeah.
So what's the percentage are you offering right now on stake?
Staking?
Yeah.
So someone can stake unit right now for 10% unit, paid daily, 10% annual unit.
Minimum and max?
No, 10%. No, it's always 10%.
Oh, always 10%.
Annualized, but it's paid every day. That just opened literally yesterday.
Oh, nice. Daily. That's good.
Yeah. But what's also really cool is one of the things that when you create your own token, Hemilly token, you can create a pool of your own token to have staking for that too. You can take maybe of the 100,000, you could put 1,000 of them or 20,000 of them into a pool, and then people who own your token can stake it. So it gives, and you can have a unbonding period and do all kinds of cool stuff to encourage ownership and long-term support for your community.
Wow, thank you so much. I think that's the easiest way to create a token.
Yeah, no, good.
For sure.
I really think so. Yeah. But what's cool about this system, the way it's set up, is unit is built. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin proved that you can send, a digital thing from here to there, and then Ethereum. Okay, you can program things on a blockchain, but there's Bitcoin and Ethereum are 2 different highways. It's like if someone had a Gmail account, someone had a Yahoo account, couldn't email each other. Polkadot is what unit is built on. Polkadot allows them to speak with each other. They have a relay chain in the middle where these parallel chains come and feed into the relay chain and allow for them to be interoperable. Unit is its own chain, which allows for internalization of all these benefits of the token economy to the chain. Instead of giving them to the Ethereum chain, give them to the Matic chain or the BNB chain or something. A public chain. You have a private chain built for a specific purpose, the token economy. And it's really, really quite cool. I think that's the future, is that there will be a lot of special purpose blockchains built rather than special applications built on a public blockchain, sort of like the internet has been so far. Or the internet has been, and Ethereum has been so far, or other Ethereum sort of copycats or offshoots. So it's a space for people to build their digital assets of themselves and interact with each other. globally.
Very interesting. And what is the biggest goal for yourself and Unit, I believe?
Um, we're building a free society. You know, I mean, I guess it's blockchain promise. You know, if you look at the Bitcoin white paper, it was, you know, kind of an off road from overinflation and financial crises and stuff like that. The Satoshi's white paper in 2009. You know, but instead of it being a money to replace dollars or gold, you know, it's just a new money, one thing that just Bitcoin or whatever it would be, and then people competing to be Bitcoin. Instead of it being money, where we're going in the decentralization of the world is assets. Like everything, you can own yourself. Like if you walk around in the streets of London, you know that you own your body, you own yourself, and nobody can attack you. That's just like, you know, it's enshrined in common law. But we don't have a digital representation of ourselves. We don't have, we have to, if you wanted to go public as a company, you have to spend, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars on lawyer fees, banker fees to go to the London Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, or NASDAQ. And here, it's the first thing you do. You create a token, represent yourself, and you can interact with it. It goes public effectively, like right away. But it also doubles as membership in you or your business. So imagine if Starbucks had a token, you know, and they will at some point. We haven't talked to them, but Starbucks had a token. You know, they have a loyalty program right now, right? They have a membership program. You get points or whatever it is. And I think they just reported two days ago that they just decreased the value of those points by like half. You know, basically it takes twice as many points to get a cup of coffee. It's inflation effectively. So if Starbucks had a token, it wouldn't be shares replacing their stock. You know, it would be membership in Starbucks by the customers. So to answer your question more directly, our vision of the future is that people that right now when something does well, the founders and the investors do really well, but the customers and the employees don't really share in that success. The employees get paid a wage or salary that may be losing value, and the customers just write a Yelp review or something, you know, positive or negative, but they don't have ownership. And what tokens allow people to do is to spread the ownership among all the stakeholders. So the customers and the employees will share in the success with the founders and the investors. Just imagine if Uber, when they went public, they were $80 billion, you know, a few years ago. But the drivers and the customers didn't share in any of that. You know, if you were one of the first drivers, maybe you got paid a little higher set, you know, I don't know, even if there was any benefit to it. But if the drivers, you know, got some of the Uber token, right, and the riders did too, it might not be an $80 billion company, it might be a $500 billion company. The pie would get much bigger and it would be spread much more widely. So that's our vision, is that just to grow the abundance in the world and have it be distributed much, much more widely globally.
Wow, nice. Thank you so much for your time and explaining to us about Unit. I believe, you know, I'm here to support anyways, and I believe this is going to be viral, and it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise. If your readers or listeners, whenever they might come across this, they want to have an invite, you know, to test it out themselves, you can share your invite link with them, which you'll find. I can maybe just share my screen one more time.
I'll leave it here on the video.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's an invite link. Your invite link is over here. You can use your own. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and see you soon.
All right, sounds good.